station's weather girl. She was a ball of energy, just as she is today, hosting a TV show, raising 2 children, and selling everything from appliances to clothes. Hey, Jan, is it true? Do blondes have more fun? Meanwhile, Michael Stanley was wearing a different do of his own, making a name for himself in rock and roll. Michael and the band spent 2.5 months recording in England and Wales. That was also the year he headlined at the Coliseum for the first time. The big hit for MSB was Cabin Fever, and the gang toured the U.S. opening for such folks as the Doobie Brothers and Kenny Loggins. It was also sometime during that year that Michael lost his Norelco shaver and, as you can see, never shaved again.
Well, it's 16 before 10 now in the All Request Hour.
While Michael was making records, Jeff and Flash were spinning them. Jeff Kinsbach and Ed Flash Ferens had been on the air for 2 years by 1978. The Clevelanders began working at the station in '73, and it wasn't long before management decided that they were destined to be the morning drive team. But they were somewhat calmer back then.
Jeffrey, come here. What? It's a naked woman.
I take that back. They were just as crazy as they are today. Always cooking up something new, our restaurant reviewer Isabel Tenner was busy with fundraising projects for recycling the old Superior Viaduct. To help promote the family food packaging business, Izzy was making numerous appearances on TV shows around town, and she also joined the staff of TV8 in '78.
The ambiance here at the West Side Market is so French, and where else would you get...
So as you can see, the years have made a few changes. Maybe a little less hair here and a little more there, but for the most part, our PM family hasn't changed a bit. They're still a very talented group, dedicated to bringing the best in Cleveland entertainment to you.
Thank you a lot.
How many different hairstyles and colors did you have in that?
Isabel knows, because she and I were on the same show back then.
You're never out of the kitchen.
They don't let me out of the kitchen.
Wait a minute. Paula. I didn't see Paula.
Yeah,
Where were you?
Where were you?
Oh, I was just a mere child back then.
I know where she was.
Paula was finishing her senior year at Eastern Michigan University, preparing to graduate with a degree in theater. These photos prove that I wasn't the only one changing hairstyles. The stage was her life, and she was busy performing roles like Little Mary Sunshine, Minnie Fay in Hello, Dolly, and even a leapin' lizard in a children's theater production. Recognize that smile?
All right. Oh, Paula, I can't believe lizard costume, Paula.
You guys.
You can see we are in a party mood tonight, right?
That's for sure. So stick around. We've got one heck of a show.
And it's going to
Did
be
you bring
fun.
that costume?
Let's go.
Let's go. Come on.
Tonight on Frank's Place.
I'm back.
Hey, he's back!
And Frank's Place is hopping with some very special guests.
Frank's Place.
Then,
Guess what, everybody? I'm in love.
will Kate approve of Emma's new boyfriend?
Put the knife down, Kate.
And on Newhart, Larry's ousted in a Darryl uprising.
And I'm his other brother, Larry.
Why don't good things ever happen to us?
Then,
I said I could pick you up.
Perceptive for his age, isn't he?
Designing Women tonight.
Presenting the lively tastes of Lipton Cool Side Salads. Just 12 minutes and you're enjoying a tempting fresh pasta salad, delicately seasoned by Lipton, with great taste. Lipton Cool Side Salads, alive with taste.
What's the easiest way to brighten up your home? Call Window Systems, Ohio's leading window company. Hi, I'm Herb Score, here to remind you of some beautiful ideas that can make your total home maintenance easier. Try our double-hung insulated replacement windows that tilt in for easy cleaning. Want easy decorating solutions? Our room brightening garden windows can be custom-made for your kitchen or dining area. Do it the easy way. Call Window Systems today at 656-1665. That's 656-1665.
The good times, the special times, Sometimes in life, the best things don't cost more.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Strawberry Alarm Clock and Procol Harum. All those were fun, weren't they?
They were fun, and Jane Scott should know. She's been the rock and roll reporter at the Cleveland Plain Dealer for the last 23 years. Jane took over the paper's teen column in 1958. Then 6 years later, its direction changed forever.
And what happened was, it was always the teen beat until September 15th of 1964. You know what happened that day.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something. I think you'll understand.
The first Beatles
show. That's
yeah,
right.
I wrote about that, and I got so much response that I gradually began to change the column, or the whole gist of it, into rock.
Talking one-on-one with the Beatles is something, of course, that most people who grew up as fans of theirs would kill to do.
Yeah.
Were you impressed? Were you in awe?
I was impressed with John Lennon because he spoke just straight, just like you would, just straight out. No showbiz, absolutely no showbiz. The showbiz person was, of course, Paul, and who was the charmer. He's sort of glib. He's sort of Irish and glib, and reminded me a lot of my brother, and I felt sort of at home with him.
Feeling sort of at home with a Paul McCartney or a Neil Diamond is one of Jane's greatest strengths as an interviewer.
They're human. They're in music, and they love music. They had a start in high school, and there's a certain similarity between everybody that they don't really realize exists.
A look at Jane's scrapbook reveals a gallery of famous faces. She's interviewed stars with styles as diverse as Glenn Campbell's and David Bowie's. Jane has also tailored her life to fit the rock and roll pattern. I don't even think at the best of times I could have handled going to all the shows that you go to. And does it ever, wear on you?
Not really, because it's fun, and each is different. Like each person is different, and each show is different. Like I've covered Bruce Springsteen 2 in a row, and actually the dynamics, the tension was different. And you sort of notice that in the things. I probably don't go more than 3 a week.
After those performances, Jane usually goes back to the Plain Dealer to work on her stories and gets done at about 2 a.m. She's used to this schedule by now and enjoys seeking out new groups.
Was there any story behind any one of those ones that you wrote, or are you feel?
Recently, at the Fantasy Theater in Lakewood, Jane interviewed Husker Du, a band from Minneapolis. Now, the group has a core of enthusiastic fans, but these 3 young men haven't broken into the national scene yet.
I like to be in on the beginning, And the idea, if you get there at the beginning, you get more of a rapport with them, and it's easier to keep on seeing them and everything. Could be the one. What song? Any particular song that you like?
It's Not Funny Anymore is my favorite song. It's off their first album, Metal Circus.
Jane has not only watched performers change as their careers advance, she's seen the fans go from bobby socks to mohawk haircuts. But Jane has always kept a sympathetic ear open to her readers. In fact, along with Dick Clark, she's been called the world's oldest teenager. Do you like this reference, or is this...
Well, actually, I don't know whether I started or not. I think I started it.
You started
I might have. When I gave a talk somewhere, and I was talking about how, we have unusual people. So I just use it for fun. I find that rock is such an all-encompassing thing that even if something happens way out here, like punk or take reggae, what rock does is just come and absorb it all. So that eventually it sort of mainstreams everybody, but in that time, there's all these sort of interesting little angles. That's why I love it. It's never the same.